Hey everyone, Mango7Roll here. How we doing today? It's my favorite time of the month, and this is where I get to guess on the legendary banner. I'm usually pretty far off. I've hit pretty close once or twice of the 4 times I guess we've done this. Maybe 3 times actually. But this time is another one that's going to throw me for a loop, and I'm not entirely sure what direction they're going to take. There's a couple things I'm maybe certain about, but most of it is just up in the air, and it's just fun to do this. This doesn't gain you any information, but it's fun to kind of guess what might happen. So first things first, we're going to start with our bases. We know for sure Fjorm's going to be there. We know for sure Gunthra is going to be there. We know for sure Vanguard Ike is going to be there. We also know for sure that there's going to be a colorless hero on the right side. We're not sure what they look like, what type of unit it is. There's a lot of guessing that it may be a legendary colorless dragon, which is fantastic if it is, but it'll be something colorless, and I'm excited for it. We don't necessarily know if it's a dragon or not. All we know is that sometime in the future, a colorless dragon is coming out, just by what they said in one of their update notices. I have a feeling if we don't get a colorless dragon in the banner on the 20th or so, the spring banner, the special banner, whatever banner it may be, then we will for sure be a legendary dragon at the end of this month. Again, could be completely wrong, but that's my guess. Anyway, let's go into what I think is coming from this banner. So first thing here, I think it's Lynn's time to shine. I think it's been a very, very long time since Lynn has really been anywhere, and she was a lot of people's favorites at the start of the game. I think a lot of people might want to get some more merges for her, or maybe just want to summon her. She's not as good as she was before. She's still fantastic, don't get me wrong, but there's just so many options now for blue tomes. But I do think she will be there. The other thing I also think will be there is Shigure. I feel like we're going to get a dancer on this one, and it was between Shigure and Inigo, I think, and green has really contested this banner. It has to be Shigure or nobody, I think. This is going to be a decently weak blue section, but because Shigure is here, it might make people pull. So the reason why I think they're going to do these 3 blues is because 1, not many people want Lynn, I don't think anymore. 2, Fjorm is boring-ish now for a lot of people. Not for me, but for a lot of people. And I think Shigure is what's going to get people to pull in blue. There's a couple styles of units that people must pull for in their heads, no matter the cost, and I think one of those are dancers, so I feel like this is a good way to get people's orbs out in blue. And keep in mind, whenever I'm thinking about what might happen or what could come in the future, I think in the form of how much money most people will spend. I try to get people, if I'm Intelligent Systems, I'm trying to get everybody's orbs 24/7, so this is a good way to do it, and that's why I may have a little different perspective than other people on this. So next up, this is one I'm not sure about. I feel like this slot is either going to be for Julia or for Elise. So the reason for Julia is simply because there are so many dragons coming out, and people are so into dragons. In Arena Assault, it's a lot of what you face. It's a lot of what you face in regular arena. All sorts of rankings, and Julia is a great counter towards that. Also, the fact that there is a legendary colorless unit that may or may not be a dragon, or just a colorless dragon by itself is coming, that will also push people to pull for green orbs and pull for Julia. I do think she's pretty good chance of being in, but the alternative, and the problem I'm having with green here, is that we are really behind on green seasonal units. There are a lot of green seasonal units coming up, and if we don't put 1 to 2 per banner on the legendary banners, we're going to really get backed up, and I'm not sure if they're okay with that, if that's one of their concerns, but it might be. So I was thinking this could possibly be Elise instead. We are missing both Tiki and Elise from the summer banner, both green units. And as you can probably guess, the next one on this banner for my choice is Tiki. I think she's great. I think she's a wonderful unit right now. She handles most dragons just fine for me, and I think they need to get either Elise or Tiki on this banner, and possibly both. So I feel like green is pretty locked in. It's Gunthra, obviously, and then I think it's going to be 1 or 2 of those seasonal units from the summer, either Tiki or Elise. I really don't think it'll be Inigo, just because they really should be getting through the previous ones first. Next up here, we have red, and this one I wasn't sold on. I wasn't sure what to do or who to think of, but we have Vanguard Ike here. Obviously, he's going to be there. And then Tiki. They're looking at the 5-star exclusives that have not been in the banners yet. There were just a ton of swords, like just a absolute mess of swords. I think Katarina was another one that wasn't in it, so it was either Katarina or Tiki for the slot. I just feel like having 3 swords on a banner wasn't a good idea, but who knows, maybe that will come. So the reason why Tiki is here is simply because it's been so long since she's been on a real banner. People love her, people love dragons. If there's a colorless dragon coming up, they're going to want to pair young Tiki with her. I'm probably going to pull for it because I want more, although if I can't get +10, then I'm just going to use adult. So long story short, I think her or Katarina, I think was the other one that will be here. And beside them, I think it will be one of these stupid swords. I'm not sure which one, but there's like 6 swords they can possibly do. They can do Gray, they can do Luke, they can do some other dude with a sword. I don't even remember all their names. I just know there's a ton of them there. I do think Luke because he's at least decent fodder. And if you're gonna put young Tiki on the banner, and there's already Vanguard Ike who is already insane, then you might as well just throw somebody nobody really cares about on the 3rd. Sorry, Luke fans. But this is what I think for red as well. And finally, for colorless, another one I wasn't entirely sure on. But first off, we're gonna toss in either Nico Sakura or Jacob in here. I think it will be Nico Sakura because we are getting a colorless legendary, and Jacob is just so sought after for so many people that I feel like he's gonna wait for a little bit. A lot of people also think Mist is going to be on this banner, and I did too until I saw the calendar. The calendar has a banner for Miracle users, so I think it was called Heroes with Miracle or something like that. And the Heroes with Miracle are Mist, Sigurd, one other 5-star unit, Delthea, and then 2 colorless healers that come at 3 or 4-star. I think it was Lucius and Maria or something like that. So I think Mist is for sure going to be on that banner. I think that banner will be Mist, Sigurd, Delthea as a default, and then they may or may not throw the other 2 healers in there as well. So I don't think she'll be on that banner and this banner at the same time. I really hope not, because I really don't want to summon a Mist on this banner when I'm going for something else. So this is my guess for that. I would also actually be okay with more Nico Sakuras because mine is +4. It's not really doing much, and I don't think the merges will do much, but I'm happy to eventually get a +10 Nico Sakura. So I think that's coming. And colorless is so difficult, like so very difficult. Like, what do you do at this point? You're out of colorless exclusives outside of Mish. She's the only one who has not been on one of these banners so far, and you're just out of options. And not only that, but the previous options you've used are not the most exciting. So I think they're gonna try to patch this up in some way, and I think this banner is going to show how they do it. So I'm really excited to see how they do that. And finally, Brave Lynn, I think, is going to go in the last slot here, and obviously the colorless legendary unit will be the 12th spot, but this is the 11th spot here for Lynn. We've already rotated through all 4 Brave units, and I feel like she's got to be there. One, because it takes a colorless spot. How lucky for that to line up. I'm sure they planned it already, but it lines up perfectly, so there's no reason not to include her just because she's such a shoo-in and she's so easy to throw in there, you know? When you're having such a hard time deciding who to put in, just put in Brave Lynn. Everybody loves her. She's got boobs. She's got nice thighs. I mean, that's enough to summon, right? Not to mention she's really, really solid, although not rated S ranking anymore in one of the tier lists, which makes a lot of sense, actually. So there you go. That's what I think is coming for March. The month of March is going to be exciting, and I think I'm close, you know? Like, I think I'm close. I could be entirely wrong, and everything could be wrong, and I could hit 3 out of 12 or something like that. But here's hoping I got at least some. If this banner does look like this, I'd be pretty excited. I wouldn't want Brave Lynn in the colorless pool simply because I don't want any more of her, and I would kind of be not excited about the Nico Sakura. I mean, I don't mind the merges, but if the banner does come out like this, I will for sure be summoning for whatever colorless unit it is, and that is about it. I don't think I would summon for red with Luke looking at me like that. Just look at that stupid grin. I don't think I could do it. Anyway, guys, let me know in the comments below how close or how far you think I got on this prediction, and feel free to come back in 2 weeks or 3 weeks when this is out and laugh horribly at me. Anyway, have a wonderful day. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe as always, and see y'all next time. Bye.